Hello, and welcome back to another exciting round of Breath of the Wild Bingo Bash. Today, we're going to watch Shadowhunter and KaoPyro duke it out to see who is the better bingo player. Today's commentators will be myself, Katie, and Ultra Asher, and
Hello.
we're going to reveal the card like right now, basically. So let's take a look at this thing.
My eye immediately goes to row 3, but then I see one Divine Beast main quest. No, take route 3.
I mean, let's see. Tay did a Divine Beast in our bingo and still got sub like 110. So if you have the option to do Meadow, then it doesn't necessarily it isn't necessarily a longer board.
Yeah, I agree. Because Meadow's good because it gives you Revali's Gale, and you can just you can do wind bombs, but for free. No,
Yeah.
But they're worse. Yeah.
But I see Naboris is on there, so for me that would be column 1 and row 2 out. No one wants to do Naboris in a
I think
bingo.
Royal Horse is pretty difficult as well. Shadow already killed Fire type Wizrobe in.
I think that was either a misclick or an accidental hint at what he's going to be going for.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he could do. I think bottom left, top right isn't that bad.
Yeah, I'm looking. I kind of like bottom left, top right. I mean, because there's a fire type Wizrobe right off the Great Plateau by, I think that's Outskirt Stable.
Yeah.
Climbing Boots, it might be a little Pay 3 Great Fairies. I mean, if you have good movement, that's really not that big of a deal. 2 Shrine Quests, you can knock 2 out pretty easily. And 3 Picture Memories, there's a couple that are really close by, like close-ish to each other. So yeah, if I was doing it, I probably would do bottom left, top right.
I would probably do the same thing.
Honestly, I'd go for column 5.
Column 5.
I was just looking at that. Column 5 isn't too bad either. 3 pictures, the trousers, which you can get right outside of the Temple of Time. 9 Tabantha Koroks isn't too bad if you are familiar with Tabantha Koroks. 7 Towers, as long as you have decent movement, that's not too bad. And a Black Hinox isn't terrible either if you have a couple of decent weapons and know where one is off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just go to. I think that object map, the Zelda dungeon one, would help for this for the Tabantha Koroks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black
I mean, the nice thing about Tabantha Koroks is there's quite a few that are pretty close together that aren't things that like you have to shoot arrows for, because I usually try to avoid those ones. Because usually with a bingo, you kind of can run a tight ammo. Tight ammo.
I think Hinox is like the easiest mini boss in this game, just because you get like the weapons to kill them from them.
Sometimes they don't actually have enough durability, depending on which Hinox you're going for. But
yeah, how hard are Black Hinoxes again? Are they the hardest ones? I don't remember.
Say that again.
Are Black Hinoxes the hardest ones?
Yeah, they're the hardest ones for sure.
All right.
Yeah, I would say, like, unless you're really comfortable with a lot of travel, then I would probably do the bottom left, top right. Like, but if you're comfortable with travel and towers, 7 Towers really isn't that bad, because I mean, you have to remember you only have to get 6. Dueling Peaks isn't very far. Lake Tower isn't very far.
Hateno is easy as well.
Yeah. And then Lanayru isn't too bad if you're already heading towards Kakariko. Then Eldon and Nakala are once you have Lanayru, Eldon's not too bad, and then Nakala, and then I'm pretty sure that's 7 right there. So
I'll probably do Central and Ridgeland instead of Lanayru and Nakala.
You could do that too. I just don't like Ridgeland.
I don't like Ridgeland, but I like the Ridgeland Tower just because the Wizrobes, you can just kill one of them and then climb up that side.
Yeah, I don't think Ridgeland Tower's too bad. I usually just cryo block and get up most of the way. If
Yeah.
if your wind bomb's tight enough, you can get some decent height there.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that said, we are about ready to begin our match here. Another 20-ish seconds on the routing time. I would be interested to see if someone goes for column 5. Because pay 3 Great Fairies can take some time. Getting all those in, it's a lot of movement. But if you're not comfortable with Tabantha Koroks, it can be pretty rough.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, like, I think overall, like, I like boards like this, especially in a tournament, because there are a couple of columns that aren't too bad. So I like seeing options.
I just bet all my channel points on Shadow. Right. Yeah. So. Wow.
Shadowhunter and KaoPyro both going for the same set of arrows first. Some people get the heart first. It's a hot topic. Ooh, Pyro skipping the heart entirely. Wait, so is Shadowhunter. We got a couple of gamers on this one. Let's go.
Wow.
Ooh.
I think Shadowhunter's going back to the heart. Oh wait, no.
No, he got the early lead with the confirmed wind bomb, but Pyro is going to go back for it. I mean, that's worth that health gain is going to be very nice. Which line would you go for, Mules? I would probably go for... I don't know. It's tough. I really dislike Tabantha Koroks. The last time I did it, it was a huge pain, and it took me forever. So I probably would do bottom left to top right. But if I had to pick the line that I think is actually the fastest, it's probably column 5, because Hylian Trousers are on plateau. I don't know, actually. It's kind of tough to say. They're pretty close.
I feel like this board just has a lot of, like, 15 side quests.
Yeah. Pyro...
The Rosso Carne is talking about Face the Frost Talus, which would be row 5 and column 2. And yeah, who really wants to do 15 Eldin Koroks for column 2 though?
Yeah.
But I tend to avoid Eldin, but I know actually, like, if you sit and think about it, like, there's a nice concentration of Koroks and Eldin, so I don't, like, logically I know that probably wouldn't be too bad, but I just hate going to Eldin, so I just don't know them.
Yeah, that's understandable. Like you said, though, there are a lot outside. 15 is quite a few, though. I think there's it's a fairly easy, like, 12 or so outside of, like, the hot region, but yeah, there's a lot of Koroks in the hot spring.
And then row 5, again, we have 12 Eldin Koroks, but you also have a red-dyed Hylian Hood and a Kill Fire type Wizrow. Isn't too bad. I don't remember if Face the Frost Talus, if you need Meadow for that off the top.
You need to beat Meadow first before that you can actually get the quest.
Okay. So then for me, I would probably not want to do that.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, it's not...
Yeah, you can't actually get the quest until Meadow's complete.
Is red-dyed Hylian Hood the really hard one, or is that Crimson?
Crimson's
that's Crimson.
Really hard.
Red is
like
so
apples.
easy. Yeah, apples or mushrooms.
Oh, all right.
Shadowhunter taking a little dip in the cold water there. That's a little scary, but he gets out in time and eats quick. He's probably heading over to fight his fire type Wizrobe here.
That's what it looks like.
That wind bomb, I don't know if it's lag or just... I failed a lot.
That for me personally, I find for going to the Krynos' shrine that if I'm gonna wind bomb, I do it off of the pedestal, like off of the where you activate it, because I could just am never consistent with the wind bomb off of that cliff ledge. I don't know if there's something about that cliff ledge.
Yeah.
That it just makes it so hard to get a good wind bomb that I just go to the pedestal and just wind bomb off of that.
Yeah.
Because most of the time I'm trying to go north or I'm going west, and that's pretty clear for a decent wind bomb, and that's pretty consistent. I mean, that's how I usually practice wind bombs when I was first learning, is getting on a pedestal, because if you fall, it's 2 seconds to get back up.
Yeah.
Pyro's wind bombs just not having it today.
Yeah, that happens, right? I mean, everyone's had those days. Not to quote Miley Cyrus, but sometimes your wind bombs just like aren't working. It's frustrating. Hopefully
That
you
was
can
me on
shake it off
Thursday.
though. Yeah, it's just
that was me on Thursday. It was just I could not get a wind bomb to save my life, and it's just you hate to see it in a match. Like, well, casually, yeah, whatever. But like when you're racing someone else, you're just like, God.
Yeah.
Shadow's going full gamer mode, hitting all of his wind bombs.
He is going full gamer mode. I don't know if you noticed, but he only got ice arrows from the bog. He didn't even pick up the fire arrows, which is like a 2-second time loss. And he still is just going. He doesn't want to slow down for anything.
I think he's going top left, bottom right.
Yeah, well, there's no way he's obviously doing column 1.
Yeah. And unless he doesn't know Face the Frost Talus is Meadow. Then...
Yeah, and just judging by the direction he's heading towards right now, he's probably going to the Flower Shrine to do his first shrine quest. So
yeah. What do you guys do as your second shrine quest?
It depends. I'd say my most popular 2 after Flower Blight would be 2 rings or I forget the name, but it's the one near Foothill Stable that you talk to it's like there's like a picture in Foothill Stable.
Oh yeah.
It's like scenic outlook. I forget what it's called. Scenic
landscape of a stable.
That's it. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
That one's really easy, but it really just depends on what my route's looking like. With this route, pay 3 Great Ferries, you're probably going to go to the Tabantha Great Ferry, so that 2 rings is pretty guaranteed.
And I kind of have a feeling
Flower Blight's
going to go
a classic.
Her statue, because it's near Hateno, or Kakariko, sorry.
Yeah, I mean that's one I go to a lot as well, especially if you're going to be on your way to Tenno, and like if I either don't have ice arrows or I mess up my BTV, it's like, well, I might as well just go get the cursed statue if it's along the way and it fits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you go over that like mountainous area near Kakariko, and you just get to the cursed statue. It's like one boomy zoomy and a little bit of gliding away.
Yeah.
It looks like Kao is heading to Kakariko right now.
Yeah. That was a pretty good BTV.
It looks like Shadow's routing is doing pretty well, but Kao has these speedrun strats that...
Yeah, the thing about where he landed, though, is that it's really hard to get bullet time anywhere around here.
Yeah.
So he's going to be struggling. Where is he headed, actually? Is he getting this tower? Or is he just going to... He might just be going to where he usually wind bombs from, just for consistency.
What route do you think he's doing?
Oh, actually, he might fight this Talus. He has a hammer. I think he's just going for rupees, so he's probably going for bottom left to top right. I mean, there's no really other reason to fight this Talus right now except for getting rupees.
Right.
This one, since it's a senior, its drop rates are a little bit better. I'd say on average you usually get maybe like 2 gems from this, like a rupee and maybe an opal, or maybe if you're super lucky you could get like 2 rupees. Let's see
Where do you get the climbing?
Climbing boots are, he gets 2 opals. That's, and a rupee. Okay, all right. He'll take that. That's not bad. The climbing boots are in, I forget the name, Tano-O, which is, it's the shrine near Hateno. It's just kind of over the mountain. It's the one that is, it's technically a shrine quest, but most people don't actually get the quest. It's like Secret of the Cedars or something like that, or...
Yeah.
And
that one's actually
it's a blessing
not too
shrine.
bad.
Yeah, it's a blessing shrine. You just have to blow up a rock wall. Yeah, that was a pretty good Talus. He's gonna need 1,600 rupees to pay 3 Great Fairies. Kind of an interesting call to get the tower here.
Yeah, that seems a little curious.
I don't think he's doing top left, bottom right.
You don't think so? Well,
no.
Well, then, so if he's doing towers, that means he's either doing.
He's not doing column 5. He would have already got the
Yeah, he would have already gotten Helene Trousers, but there's no way he's doing row 4 because that would be a terrible decision.
Wait, what region tower is this?
This is Dueling Peaks.
Oh yeah, so it's not like he's getting it for Koroks or anything.
Yeah.
Maybe like a teleport waypoint. I don't know.
You think it was just
there's a shrine.
Yeah, it could just be a warp. It could just be a warp point, but this is a long cutscene.
And there's also a shrine right in the peaks.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting call. I'm interested to see what he what his first square that he's going to mark off is. But with that said, did Shadowhunter actually complete that shrine?
Shadowhunter completed the shrine quest, and looks like moving on to wherever he's going next.
Probably Kakariko, if I had to guess.
Yeah, Kakariko.
Talk to Impa.
I think Pyro's probably going for column 5, just because the Hylian trousers are like easy to get last.
But well, there's maybe he just doesn't know about it, but there's Hylian trousers right next to Temple of Time in a chest.
Yeah.
For free.
Yeah.
So I mean, he could have just grabbed them on his plateau route. Going back for him would be a little bit of a time loss. He might not know about that. He might just be planning on buying them because they are cheap.
KaoPyro is going into Ridahi, which is where the climbing cap is, unless I'm very curious why this shrine?
If he gets the climbing cap, he might just be confused and got it mixed up, if I had to guess. But this wind bomb is not easy. Oh, did he hit anything?
No, I don't think he did.
It didn't look like it, but he should have been able to pull paraglider there if he didn't. The only reason he wouldn't pull paraglider there is if he like just barely nicked something and the game prevents you from pulling it. But man, did you see how close he got to that pillar? Holy cow!
Oh god!
Yeah,
he was right next to that thing. Yeah, he must. I think he actually did nick it because there's no reason he wouldn't have pulled paraglider there. The game probably just didn't let him. Clean shield jump.
I think he's gonna realize that this is not the boots.
He clicks it and then unclicks it and realizes his mistake, and is probably now looking up where to actually get the climbing boots.
So yeah.
And while he's doing that, he warps out. Shadowhunter gets the topaz on his way into Kakariko.
So that means he's doing row 4, right?
Well, I mean, if he thought that those were the climbing boots, then bottom left, top right is still an option, and then just thinking that he'd get the fire whiz robe later.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like to go for those easy wins. I would definitely go get that fire whiz robe just because I like to have a check. I like to have something on the board. It makes me feel better about myself. But especially if I'm not sure that I will find another another of one of those within the route overall. So he might just be thinking that he can pick that up later, or would just like to do it last. So
yeah.
Because my question is, if he's doing row 4, why did he get the talus?
There's no way he's doing row 4. I just mostly because like I don't think people know how hard Little Sister's Big Request a side quest is.
Well, I actually just did that today in a bingo, and I think getting the darners can be a little bit tricky because you have to get 3, each of the 3, which you have to know where those are. I ended up buying the cold darners, and then you have to get amaranth too. Because
you need it like to
Nana
start it, right?
won't talk to you. Yeah.
Luckily, there's some close by to that stable though.
Right, but it's just a lot of collecting. Which if you're doing it casually, you probably have all the materials and it's not a big deal. But with bingo, obviously, you don't have all of that extra stuff in your back pocket.
Mm-hmm. For those that don't know, Little Sister's Big Request is a side quest at South Akala Stable, where there's like a little sister and big sister, and I forget the order of it, but I think the big sister is getting a gift for their little sister, or the other way around.
Big sister is getting gift for little sister.
Yeah, and so first you have to get Amaranth to kind of initiate the quest line, and then you need to get one of each type of Darner or Dragonfly, depending on where you're from. And they're not easy to get unless you know where they are, because it's hard to rely on dynamic spawns.
Why did he go into VR?
So going into VR causes the game to lag more because it needs to render the game twice, basically, one for the left eye and one for the right. And when the game lags, the developers implemented a performance, not really a performance, but it's kind of just a trick within video game development where you increase the player's speed to give them the effect that the game is not running at 15 frames per second. Because
nice.
if the game is running at 15 frames per second, but you're moving twice as fast, you can kind of do like a little bit of an illusion to where it doesn't look like it's actually lagging as much or at all. And it's pretty effective. There are times where I know the game is lagging, but it doesn't feel or look like it just because how much faster I'm going. And if there's not a lot of like landmarks for my eye to lock onto, it can be pretty tricky to actually see the lag. But when you lag, you go faster. And if you pull the paraglider kind of on the frame that the game like stops lagging, you can increase your speed of like a wind bomb by up to like 50%. I think it's dependent on how low your FPS got, because I think the speed at which Link starts increasing is dependent on how low the FPS gets.
I'd like to see a bingo match between two people in Toy-Con VR.
I mean, some parts there's some routes where, I mean, like every time you open up VR, right, you are losing time to menuing. So there are parts in runs where people will have VR open for like a minute or two because they need to do a VR super, and then they have to like activate a shrine, and then they have to do another VR super. So they will just kind of be in VR for a little bit. It's not great on the eyes for some people. Obviously, it's pretty rough to look at, and it's also annoying because you can't really see your map, your mini map in the corner, super well. So, or maybe at all. I don't know. Can't remember. But so KaoPyro, while he thought he was getting the climbing boots and ended up getting the hat, it kind of works out routing wise, because he needed 1,600 rupees, and that pushed him over the edge. So he's set on rupees now for his Great Fairies.
Yeah.
And Shadow is getting his first Great Fairy.
Yes.
Oh, he triggered the cutscene.
They both did, actually, which is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never want to fast climb up the side of that railing. You always get launched to the right and activate the cutscene. It happens every time. It's so frustrating.
Yeah. The whole Kakariko thing takes way too long. Why is he getting the Kakariko thing?
So you need to talk to Impa to get the camera, and collect 3 picture memories at the top right.
Of course, yes. I forgot that was on there. So did Shadow get 4 fairies?
He got 3. One of them was able to fly away because it was pretty high up when he was going for it.
Mm-hmm.
At least I think it was 3.
Yeah, he only got 3.
So yeah, like to me, it seems pretty clear that they're both going for bottom left, top right.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're looking at the board, Shadow's in the lead. He did get that Fireways robe, and he is on his way to Hiteno, while KaoPyro is still talking to Impa. But the fact that KaoPyro doesn't have to worry about money at all for the rest of this game is pretty big. Shadow Hunter, he can't sell his climbing boots. He needs to keep them for the quest, or for the square. So he's going to have to figure out a way to make bank before getting to his next Great Fairy. There is the 500 at Tabantha Stable. So he can probably scrap together, a little bit here, a little bit there. But
he might go for the Guardian parts, maybe outside of
yeah, it's possible. There's some ores right here. He could get lucky. These aren't rare ores. Oh, he doesn't even go for them, actually. That's kind of surprising. Yeah. I mean, you don't usually get much from rare ores. You might get an amber, maybe an opal. The drop rate for getting like a ruby or a sapphire is pretty low. But I mean, if you're there, you might as well hit it. I don't know if he actually has anything to break it with, weapon wise. I don't think he does. It takes like. Yeah, you can do bombs, but those ones in particular are kind of like right on the edge of the cliff, so the odds of them getting blown off are pretty good.
Yeah, I would probably avoid bombs right there.
Yeah.
Some of them I would be the unlucky one and blow myself up, and then I would fall all the way down, and then that's just you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That's something I do.
So Vlad mentioned Cursed Statue. if Shadow Hunter picked up fire arrows from Plateau, he could have just set the time to night, and it would have been a pretty wise decision, I think, routing wise, to get Cursed Statue. But I don't think he has any way to start a fire, so he ended up skipping it.
There's a
you have for the Cursed Statue. Yeah, you have to talk to the professor in the cabin, and there's a fire in the cabin, and there's a pot right outside of it too. So
they're like already lit. Okay.
Yeah, that's
gotcha.
what I usually do to set the time of day.
So what I think Shadow's doing is he's just gonna go back along to Fort Hateno.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, he could just be going for 2 rings. He might have just decided, like, well, I'm gonna be by it into Bantha. 2 rings can be a little slow because there's a little bit of cutscene. Yeah.
I mean, that's personally what I would do, just because like the Cursed Statue is so low that you would either have to like manually run to Hateno or climb up and then wind bomb your way over. Like that just seems
the movement's not great. It's not fun to do either.
So I would probably take the slight loss of the 2 rings just because it's a little bit more on the way.
Yeah.
I would as well, but I don't think Shadow's going to do that just because I from Friendly's experience, he always does his Cursed Statue.
Gotcha.
But, you know, you could be right because he didn't get it already.
Yeah. I would be surprised if he went back for it at this point, but we'll see.
Yeah.
KaoPyro not getting the Bloopy pointed out by ADN, but then again, he doesn't need to because he has a lot of money. Did Shadowhunter go for Bloopy?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. He's only at 80.
Did he get the topaz from?
Yeah, he got the topaz and used 100, so he definitely didn't get it.
Was he going to do weapon storage?
Oh, the weapon smuggle, yeah. So this way he can wind bomb while holding a torch.
Yeah, this is probably the next trick that I want to learn is how to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
It's pretty fun. It's also fairly easy. It's not hard to pick up. These wind bombs though can be a little tricky, I will say.
I just love how weapon storage looks.
Where you look is pretty tight to try to get these. It looks like Shadowhunter thought about going straight east. You want to kind of do an off angle east a little bit. It's still a cardinal wind bomb, but you want to look a little bit more to the right of east. But instead, he opts to do an ordinal and just kind of walk it up the rest of the way instead of doing 2 wind bombs, which always plenty of safe way to do it. He doesn't have a lot of food right now, so he's saving on a wind bomb here, and you can light the torches along the way and just whistle sprint, and it's not that much of a time loss. So
yeah.
What picture memories do you think he's going to go for?
That's a tough question.
What would you go for, Mules?
I would go for Lake Como, Sanadin Park, because both of those are on the way to Bantha Great Ferry. And then after that, it's kind of a tough call because you still need to get one more Great Ferry. And so are you going to go to Terrytown or are you going to go to Gerudo? Personally, I would go to actually don't know. It's a tough call. Like I think if you were to map it out on object map, I'm pretty sure Gerudo is closer by a little bit.
Yeah, I think Terrytown's safer though.
But yeah, I would agree. Terrytown is safer because if you miss a super like in Gerudo Desert, you're going to be either walking in the desert, which is really slow, or you're going to be trying to do shield jump cancel wind bombs, and most likely failing unless you're like really good at this game. KaoPyro
going for BTB?
It looked like he was with that arrow lineup, and then he just decides to start wind bombing. I think he's going to Cursed Statue though, judging by this angle.
Yeah.
It is nighttime, and he did set the time himself when he was in Kakariko. But maybe not. He's flying right over it. This is interesting.
Shadow saying I'm doing Terry probably. So
okay.
I mean, that's what I would probably do because I hate going. Like my general rule of thumb is avoid Gerudo, avoid Akala. And if you have to choose between the two, avoid Gerudo over Akala.
Yeah. I don't touch Gerudo or Eldon.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. I forgot. Ancient Columns. So yeah, those would be the 3 I would do then. I do Lake Como, Sanadin Park, which is the horse memory, and then Ancient Columns. All 3 of those are basically on the way to get to Bantha Great Ferry.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do as well.
think another play Shadow might make is just like doing the Great Fairies and those two or two of them, and then going to the one that's like outside of Plateau.
Yeah, you could go to like the bridge.
Yeah, that's Lake Colombo.
Yeah,
Oh, that is?
yeah. Lake Como is one right next to Plateau, but then there's also Hylia Bridge, which is pretty close as well.
Yeah.
I don't really know why KaoPyro killed that Talus. He has more than enough money, right? Unless I'm wrong. Didn't he have like 1900? Yeah.
Yeah, very, very curious.
Maybe he's just not entirely sure how much it costs, and he's just playing it safe. But it only takes 1,600 to pay 3 Great Fairies. It's 100 for the first, 500 for the second, and 1,000 for the third.
Unless he wasn't planning on stopping at Tabantha Stable for the 500.
Well, I think maybe not, but I could be wrong. But I thought he had over 1,600 already, like straight up.
Right, I don't know.
Because he already killed a Talus, got the ruby, and then he got the bandana. How much does the bandana sell for? Is it 600 or 1,200?
I don't remember. I've never sold it because I'm just like, give me the bandana. I want to climb faster.
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually in the bar's cheat sheet or not. It's the price that you sell it for.
Rare or deposit.
I just maybe think that he's either playing it safe or just doesn't realize that he has exactly what he needs.
Maybe I saw his numbers wrong and he wasn't at 1,600 yet, but I don't know. I want to see the next time he opens his menu how much he has, because I could have sworn he had more than enough. But
And Shadow and Rose O'Connor are saying 600.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because the climbing boots are definitely 600, and I would assume that the hat's the same amount. So KaoPyro has forgotten to talk to Impa a second time, but not the biggest deal because he had warp points in both areas.
Did Pyro get the blue flame yet?
No, Pyro just finished Curse Statue, so he still has to head into Tenno.
All right.
Is he actually doing the shrine? You don't need to do the shrine, do you?
No, you do not need to do the shrine.
Okay.
You only need to.
I was like, have I been bingoing this wrong this entire time?
You just need to get the shrine complete banner on top of your screen, and you're good.
Okay.
So this is definitely a little bit of time loss. He's getting a free heal out of it, so I mean it's a little bit of a time loss, but also it's a little bit of a, you can consider it food rotting, I suppose, in a weird way. But yeah, Shadow Hunter going for his climbing boots. This wind bomb is pretty tight if you're trying to clear the mountain. It is not easy. I personally don't know it very well. I think I've cleared the mountain once out of many attempts. That was a pretty good launch though. He got some decent speed, and he's gonna get there most of the way. He did use a ferry, but I think he knew that going in. He has some cold food, which I think parts of this mountain you need level 2 food, and parts of it you don't. So he's probably going to be ticking a little bit, but he has. I mean,
he's going to a shrine, so
Yeah.
as long as
he might do the hard save thing.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to really need it. He does need to start dropping down, though. It's a little bit more to his right. I'm not sure if he knows exactly where it is. He seems to be going up. He needs to be going down more. Hopefully he doesn't lose too much time looking for this shrine. If he doesn't know exactly where it is, because it's behind a bombable wall right by those trees down there, so he's going to be in trouble if he doesn't find it quick. But I think he's heading in the right direction now. Yeah, I think he knows.
Cool. I mean, I think other than minor time losses like that, Shadow has pretty good routing.
Yeah,
I agree.
But like those little kind of time losses can turn into big ones in bingo. Like when you think you know where something is, but you're just kind of a little bit off in the map area or something, and you keep kind of running around in circles, and then eventually you have to look it up, and it gets scary when you have to start looking stuff up. Yeah, I know it very well. It's also it can get bad. You don't need to read the rules if the lovely commentators will let you know what they are. That's possibly true, but you might lose a little bit of time depending on how long it takes for the comms to tell you what the rules are.
Yeah, it's the trial and error. Just do something wrong and let the comms correct you on it.
Yeah.
But with that though, Shadowhunter's up 2-0. Obviously, you can't really say the board is a strong indicator of who's going to win the match.
No.
You know, it's not over till it's over. Some people could be working on all 5 squares simultaneously, depending on the board, right? And could click all of them off at once, you know, just by happenstance almost.
Shadow's already got decent headway into the next 3 squares, though.
I would agree. I mean, like, not if we, you know, the board aside, just by actually, you know, watching the match up until this point, I would say Shadowhunter's in the lead. He's got camera. He's got 2 squares marked off. He already has one of his great fairies, and he has 1 shrine quest left. So
he's going for his first picture memory right now, I think.
Yeah. KaoPyro working on his blue flame escort carry, whatever you want to call it. Misses the smuggle, but not a big deal. Gets it second try. Most people climb up to the very top of this little stone hedge thing around the blue flame torch, but I find it's easier and quicker to just, there's like 1 rock right next to the structure, kind of laying on its side. And that's enough to get it.
Failed his first wind bomb.
Yeah, that's a bummer, especially because he's gonna climb all the way back up again.
If this torch breaks, that'd be.
Torches are pretty safe. If he was using a tree branch or like a soup ladle, then I would be a little worried.
Soup ladles are the best weapon in this game, hands down.
The soup ladle? Yeah. But the torch lasts a long time.
Yeah.
Gets a really good wind bomb second try. Yeah, it's tough to land on that. Unfortunately, it slips off, but not a huge deal. That looks like a good wind bomb to me. And he's going right up there. Ooh, a little low, but he can climb up. No big deal.
Yeah, fine. Pretty clean otherwise.
Nice.
Vlad's his first memory there.
Yep. So that's Lake Colomel. I wonder what he's. Oh, was he thinking about warping there? I wonder what he's gonna do next. This is where. Oh no way! Is he about to spider? He is. Let's go. Oh, let's go. That's a spider from each of the runners. I don't know if you guys caught it, but KaoPyro spidered off a Temple of Time at the very beginning of his bingo.
I did see that one, yeah. And
that's awesome.
The spiders are always impressive.
I love watching people spider wind bomb. It's so satisfying.
Practiced spiders and aerials a lot recently.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. So this movement's a little bit different than what I would do, but also I run best ending, which is the whole point is to collect the picture memories really fast. You can do a BTB off of this kind of Boko camp, kind of behind him here, to go to the Sanadin Park memory, the horse memory.
And Shadow going to Kambya Talk.
Katie Attack, as I've heard it called just now by myself.
Is he gonna do the gamer strats though and boomy zoomy into the diamond?
What's that? You mean wind bomb?
Oh, it's.
Well, it's interesting that he's. Why is he? Oh, there's a diamond in here. Duh. I was like, why is he in here? But there's a diamond in here.
You can also get some good money off of Guardian parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Shadow's doing the casual strats.
He is. The wind bomb in here can be a little annoying because it's you can hit the roof and it kind of ruins everything.
Yeah.
Let's see if he's opting to. Ooh, that Guardian got up close and personal. That was a little scary, but he's good. Oh, timer. Thanks, Floa. Whoops, I forgot to start the timer. Can I set the timer manually? Because I know how far along Bingo Sync has a time. We started at 11:07, so it's been like 33 minutes. Can I do this manually? I hope so. I would think I would.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah, I did. Cool. Thanks, Floa. Also, congrats on, I think, being the first one to notice that, unless somebody else said it in chat and I missed it.
I don't see anyone.
I usually start at the beginning of routing time, but I guess I forgot. Oh, that was so unfortunate. Oh, he's getting beat up. He really just wants to magnesis this sword so he can push the door, but magnesis is such a jank power up or rune.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever not done the wind bomb in this shrine.
He gets it.
I mean, this is part of my standard bingo opening and I come here specifically for the weapons and the diamond, but I like having the weapons.
He got sniped right there, losing another fairy. Is that 2 of 3 or 3 of? No, it's 3 of 3. I don't think he has any fairies left. He's actually kind of hurting on food, and he's still getting sniped. That's a little scary. But he's safe now. Wow. That's actually really unfortunate that he got hit there, because having that one fairy would have been very nice.
Yeah. And it looks like KaoPyro. God, nope. I'm done trying to say it. He's also going. Oh, he's heading to get the climber's boots.
Yes. Trying to get a super there from the lag that the tech lab generates, but don't think he got it. He didn't really get an ideal angle either. So it looks like they're both kind of gonna climb the mountain a little bit to get the rest of the way.
Which, I mean, really isn't that bad.
Yeah, no, not at all. Very common too.
What is Shadow going for now? Oh, probably another picture memory.
I can't really see what direction he's facing. He's facing west. Yeah, right there. Actually, it was on his screen for just a second. The horse memory is that way, kind of near that little group of trees, I think. Or is it further? Actually, no, it's further. Yeah, it's like basically straight ahead. He's looking at it. Wind bombing here, not the funnest chain of wind bombs, just because you do need to get a decent amount of height. So he can either do a midair right around here, which is a little risky because there's a river right underneath him, or he could just kind of jog it up the rest of the way this mountain, which I think is what he's going to opt to do. But KaoPyro getting his first square, climbing boots. Wait, does Shadowhunter know where it is? He is kind of walking the wrong way, I think. He might be going for a different memory, but I'm not sure. Oh, he might not. I don't know. No, okay. Oh, he keeps debating me. I have no idea. Anyway,
I think he's looking for it. And yeah, realizing that it's behind him a little bit more.
Yeah. And there's the horse.
There we go.
All right, now both players have their climbing boots.
Notice they both put it on. Big point to make. People put your clothes on.
Yeah.
I was guilty of that with that.
Oh, he did get that Super Vivo? I couldn't tell. It's unfortunate that he ran into the mountain.
Oh, is there a shrine quest on the Wait, which 2 shrine quests did he do? Did he do Flower Blight?
No,
Go ahead.
No, he did Cursed Statue, right?
Yeah, he did Cursed Statue, and that shrine, the one that you get the climber boots from, is a shrine quest.
Oh.
So technically,
Shadow has that too.
Well, the thing is you have to talk to the quest giver. Did KaoPyro talk to her? I don't remember seeing him do it. Did anyone?
Don't either.
I sent him a message in Bingo Sync. Hopefully he sees it. But judging by this movement, I'm assuming he's headed towards the Terrytown Great Ferry.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Someone in chat smuggling flames to counteract cold.
He did get it.
I thought so, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt to check. It's a quick menu.
Oh yeah. It looks like Shadow's probably going to go for the 2 rings.
Yeah. He's rolling up on it right now.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, like I said, that's probably the one I would go for, just because it's already on the way to where you're going.
Ooh, coming in with a clutch hard save. Good moves. Good looks.
You don't want to risk it with that many style moblins, man. They will one-shot you.
Especially on one heart. You know they have aimbot whenever you're on one heart. That's how it always seems, or that's how it always feels, at least. Oh, he's upping to freeze them, because I don't know if Cass will talk to him if they're this close.
Yeah, Cass
does he have any arrows?
Oh, ends up dying. It's honestly not that big a deal though, because I don't think they'll be here since on the reload. There's a good chance they won't.
Yeah.
KaoPyro trying his best to climb in the rain. We all know how that goes. Yeah, this movement to Terrytown, Great Ferry can be super annoying.
Shadow may have just accidentally got the big brain hard save and die.
Yeah, that might have just been the best strat there, especially if he's low on arrows. You always want to make sure you have at least one. And if he was going to end up using all of them there.
Yeah, so after the 2 ring side quests, Shadow will have 3, right?
Yep, and he only needs 1 more memory, and it's pretty close by. The big question is if he's going to have 1,500 rupees when he sells his diamond to Beetle, or wherever he does it. I'm assuming he's going to sell it to Beetle at the stable, where he gets the free 500 from the guy.
I feel like that's the big make or break for Shadow.
Yeah.
Getting money.
Because at that point, I don't really know what the play is. He'd have to find some way to scrape up some money. And
KaoPyro also going in with the hard save.
Oh no, Keith harassing Shadow.
I know,
Man, the key search is like the worst.
Yeah.
The worst enemy by far.
It's just...
Electric keys are so annoying as well.
Yeah, electric keys are super annoying. Looks like KaoPyro is going to ride this updraft up to Tinkle Island.
I mean, that's a decent move.
Oh, for sure, because there's a BTB you can do off of a Boko camp up here. Looks like he might be opting to freeze arrow this Keith. His arrow count is actually kind of low. If he misses the shot he needs to make here, he might be in a little bit of trouble. It also doesn't look like he is super familiar with
which one?
which rings he needs to be shooting through here.
I tend to go to if you're looking at cast, like the if you're looking away from from cast, it's like all the way in the back.
Yeah, I mean they all kind of look the same. It's easy to get them mixed up.
It's a little tight, but I can usually it's usually not too bad.
Yeah, that was a nice horizontal by Pyro. His wind bombs, he was a little shaky at the start here, but he's tightened it up. He's had some pretty clean wind bombs.
Yeah, I feel like everyone.
Yeah, they've both been wind bombing well. So this is what I was talking about earlier, where you kind of start running around in circles and you're looking stuff up and you don't know exactly where something is or exactly how to do something, and you can lose a lot of time here.
And for this one, there's not, like, if you were to look it up, there's not a lot of easy information as to, like, hey, go here. This one's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
I find this one, you just kind of have to do it a couple of times to remember where you need to go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Shadow's also pretty inexperienced with this 2 ring side quest from at least friendlies.
And it looks like he's...
So either getting a wide angle view or he might just be calling it and moving on. And with
I doubt he'd call it late. Like,
he might just be trying to get a good view of it. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Nick Knock Nitch, thank you for the party raid of 18.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. Welcome, Raiders. We are mid bingo, tucked between a tight match. Yeah, it looks like he's just peacing out. He doesn't want to waste any more time. Understandable.
Yeah.
You were doing Minecraft bingo? Yo, that's hype.
Is Cow getting his second Great Ferry?
Yes.
Nice, okay.
So I'm curious what Shadow's going to do for his second shrine quest then.
He has a few options. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the routing he takes to get to the Tarrytown Great Ferry, he could do Mezzalo, which is the deer shrine side quest.
I never have good RNG with the deer.
Yeah, they can be pretty mean sometimes.
I've had good RNG with deer like once in this game, and it was when I didn't need it.
Yeah, that's usually how it happens for me. So I personally tend to avoid that one just because like too much time has been wasted trying to get a deer. But I mean it's definitely an option and a really close option for where he already has some easy warp points.
Mm-hmm.
But not my first choice. Though it looks like where is he going to be maybe grabbing the one where you shoot the shock arrow on the
Oh, I don't think he has any shock arrows. Yeah, you can see that the etching on the distance there, but I don't think he has any shocks. I don't really know of any that are close by, but maybe he does. But that shrine is not easy. Like the hitbox for like where you actually have to shoot the arrow is fairly precise.
yeah.
But with that said, KaoPyro setting up for a BTB off the Temple of Time Boko right now, doing his signature pause menu buffering, shield menu or weapon menu, gets the bounce. Looks like he's headed towards Kiowan, I want to say. Or is this just a regular castle BTB? It's kind of hard to say because of the time of day. I'm not used to everything the way it looks. It looks like he's headed towards castle.
Is Shadow going to the shrine quest where you put the weapon on top of the tree and it strikes with lightning? No,
that's Farron.
Yeah, that's Farron.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, he's heading towards the Tabantha Tower. That's like a very interesting way of going, or not Tabantha Tower.
Stable.
Well, relatively the stable, but that was a very interesting route to the stable.
Yeah. So, oh
Oh,
no. Oh no, I don't think KaoPyro talked to Impa. Does he have the quest? Does he? No, he doesn't. Oh no.
Oh.
That's so unfortunate because that was a great BTB to get him to get to the sacred ground. Oh man, that's so unfortunate. It's funny to think that Shadowhunter forgot to talk to Impa the second time, so he had to warp back before he could get the camera. But then KaoPyro forgot to talk to Impa the third time to unlock the memories. That's heartbreaking. Both really easy mistakes to make, but one of them is going to be a little bit more costly because while Shadowhunter, they both have to warp twice, right? They both had to warp back to Kakariko to talk and then warp back to wherever they were. Shadowhunter had a warp right at the tech lab, while KaoPyro does not have a warp at Castle, so he's probably going to end up doing that BTB again.
If he hits this BTB, then it won't be too bad, but
yeah.
It's still a time loss that you don't want to see when the board is looking this close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Shadowhunter looking around, I think, for Beetle. He didn't really spot him, so he's just going to move on because he knows he's going to need more money anyways. He's sitting at 580 rupees, which is enough to pay this second Great Ferry, but he's going to need 1,000 to pay the third, and he's going to need what probably is just a little bit shy of like 400 or 500. I mean, so he's going to need like 420 or so.
Ancient gear and shaft, and
how much
the diamond?
How much do the gear and shaft sell for these days?
30 and 60, I think.
Okay,
I could be wrong.
That's not bad. He does spot an ore deposit, so we will be grabbing that on his way over. Gets an amber. That's what, 30.
Mm-hmm.
Shaft sells for 40.
Another amber sells for 40. Okay.
Flint, rock salt, and another amber. So I mean, it's a nice little chunk of change.
I mean, three ambers. That's 90. Was it 3 or 4? I actually couldn't really tell.
I think it was 3.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 3.
Okay. So with the diamond in that, that's 5. He's gonna have 80 left over after paying this guy. This is gonna be some quick maths moment. There are some. Tapir is saying there's some luminous stones right next to the ferry.
There are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, he might be set because those sell for what? Like I think a luminous stone sells for 70 or 80.
Yeah.
And if there's enough deposits there and he gets some good RNG, he's probably set.
Mm-hmm.
KaoPyro getting the Forest of Despair memory.
That's an interesting one. I don't see that one picked up much in a bingo, but
it's right next to Kaiwan, which is obviously a great resource for food. So he might. I don't know what his food situation is. Shadowhunters is looking pretty
scarce,
to be honest.
Yeah.
But he's also.
I'm a little nervous.
He's gonna get 4 fairies here, right? Because he doesn't have any on him, so the fairies all should spawn in. Yeah, I think Pyro is probably sweating a little bit as soon as if he knew where Shadowhunter is, he might be sweating because right now Shadowhunter needs 1 fairy, 1 shrine quest, and 1 picture memory, and he is 1 because he got Sandton Park and Lacoma. He's pretty close to Ancient Columns, but he might opt to go for a different one that might be along the way for a shrine quest or something.
Shadow could be playing some serious mind games here, getting Pyro to let his guard down.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good bingo. This is a close one, I'll be honest.
This is the stuff that you live for when you're watching these types of bingos. It's just like they're close, they're going for the same thing, but they're taking slightly different routes, and this is the good stuff.
I don't know if he actually got any fairy. Okay, he crouched. All right, I was gonna say.
But he scared a couple away running right up.
Oh,
so.
That's unfortunate. And this one is way too high to get. He might.
And KaoPyro got the fire-typed Wizrow.
And with that, he takes the lead on the board. Oh, he's running. No way he gets that. Oh, he didn't get any of those fairies. That's rough. He really needed those.
Yeah, that you didn't want to see that.
That's unfortunate. He's pretty low on food. He's gonna get some apples here, so he's not in he's not hurting too bad. Like he can get some wind. If you have enough wind bombs to get somewhere that has food, then you're fine. But as soon as you're on your last wind bomb, it's like, oh geez, this is getting a little scary. Might be jogging a lot here. He's pulling out his stasis rune to see if there's any more rock deposits and any more food laying around.
I mean, the stasis rune I love using because it's really quick to see just things that you can collect. I like to use it when I'm finding Koroks and you're like, can't quite find where that rock is. It could usually help illuminate it, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Looks like Shadow might be going for the cursed statue.
He's warping to CAC, so it's very possible. He might just be going straight for the ferry, though. I mean, he's going to sell his stuff probably in CAC. He might have a little bit of extra money to buy food. He got 6 luminous stones, which I think is around 420. Deer time, pause champ. I hope so. I love me a good mezzo low shrine quest.
Yeah.
See, at this point, couldn't he actually go to the Kakariko fairy fountain and get more fairies? Do they respawn that quick? Do you guys know? Because he doesn't. I know the way the game works is if you have fairies in your inventory, like a certain amount of them, they won't spawn at fairy fountains. But he already collected those 4 earlier in this file. Will they respawn that quick if he used all of them?
Well, that's 1,000 right there.
Yeah, he's set on money.
That's perfect,
And just judging by the direction he's taking outside, heading out of CAC, it looks like he is going for Cursed Statue. He's going with what he knows. Understandable.
Yeah.
Especially after, that time loss he had at 2 rings. He's just going to go to the one that he knows for sure that will get done.
Yeah, Pyro's going for that BTB, which beautifully done.
Yeah. He's going for... He's skipping Tabantha entirely, and he's going for Terrytown and Gerudo Great Fairies.
That is...
That's a risky move, but
it could pay off. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
This is gonna be actually a pretty close bingo. And this is actually really hype. I'm getting really excited. That was a sick midair. He really needed that. He's gonna get. There's a fairy here, and I think there's actually durians here as well. So this is a nice food.
Shadow with another spider.
Oh my gosh, this is so hype.
Spider Wimba. It's just like, oh, this is what you live for, man.
Yeah. So wait, how many memories does Pyro have? He has just one, right? I think I only saw him get the Despair Forest one near Kayawan.
I mean, if he's heading to Gerudo,
he has Kara Bazaar. Yeah, he will take the time loss of looking at Noboris, but that cutscene's not crazy long. I think it's like 30 seconds.
No.
And he was gonna. I think he was gonna get it regardless, even if he didn't go for that memory. I don't know how big the trigger is on that memory, but I think it's quite large, and if he landed anywhere, what was that?
Chad is saying he got.
Oh, he did get two. Oh, he did. Oh, okay, I missed that. Wow, so they're tied up on memories, tied up on Great Fairies, and Shadowhunters is getting his last shrine quest.
It's But yeah, I did not realize that the professor is right here. I always thought that he was just in the cabin.
Yeah, it depends on time of day. He has like a route that he walks to the statues.
I guess I just always happen to catch him in the cabin then.
Shadow has flint, does he not? So he can make a fire.
Hopefully. You might not have. Well, I mean, you could chop down a tree for some wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as I was gonna say earlier, sometimes you just have to go with what you know and not worry about trying to do something new. Sometimes doing what you know is gonna be faster than trying to pull something else up.
Shadowhunter, I don't think he knows he has flint, or he's unsure if he's actually started the quest, so it looks like he's running back to the cabin to set the time. He only has one ice arrow left. How many normals does he have?
Is he gonna go for a Mizu?
Where are you going?
What is he?
Might just be going for arrows. Because these archers, they have a really good chance of dropping a 5-stack. This is a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they're all red bokos, but there's a lot of barrels here.
Yeah, the barrels are making me very nervous. It's just
He has one arrow left, one normal arrow to his name. I think he just wanted to kill him and sleep at the campfire.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a solid strat. It's kind of risky, but
he got some food out of it, so that's good.
Yeah.
And if he breaks this, yeah, he's probably gonna get some arrows from here. Oh no! Oh, come on, no! You're surrounded by those red barrels.
Nothing but
Oh no! Luckily, he did just sleep. The odds of him getting an autosave there right after finishing a fight are pretty good.
Don't you get an autosave if you rest?
Yes. You should always get an autosave after you rest. But this game and autosaves are inconsistent, would be one way to put it. He does not have any arrows in his quiver, but he recognizes that right away. He decides, you know what, one arrow is enough. I'm not fighting anybody from here on out. He ends up blowing up the box anyways, and might as well, the apples are on the ground. I could use them. Yeah.
And nice wind bomb over back to and Pyro. I'm just gonna say Pyro because
I know your pain. I just want you to know I know your pain. I was commentating KaoPyro the Breath of the Wild 90% tournament, and I also could not say his name for the life of me, so I just said Pyro.
Yeah, I'm just going with Pyro. It is just too late.
One day it will
Yep.
click and you'll be able to say it. But I completely understand.
So Pyro finally got the Karakara memory, and that is
Looks like
third.
So
So
he
now
marks
you
it
just
off.
need one more Great Fairy.
Yeah, and Shadowhunter getting his second shrine quest, marks it off. Probably gonna pick up
looks
that
pretty-
arrow he used. Unless, I hope he picks
like
it up.
this-
Okay, good.
Yeah,
also
so
the-
he only has one arrow.
But yeah, man, what a close bingo.
This is so close. It's
Oh, and he hits the wind bomb.
He does. What's his food looking like? They're both a little bit low on resources.
yeah. This is so close.
Play for Pyro might be doing this shrine because he has the time and he can get his hearts back. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
I don't know if it's a wind bomb shrine that you can just skip.
Maybe he'll ride a sand seal. I was kind of saying that as a joke, but I think he's actually doing it, judging by the fact that he's sneaking up.
Yeah.
He gets it.
Oh wow!
This is hype. Yo, let's go sand seals.
Let's do it.
So he's gonna ride his way over. It's actually a bit of a distance.
Yeah, it's kind of far.
It's in the corner of the map basically. It's quite the ways, but
Yeah.
this is much faster than walking, no doubt about that. And if you're low on food, it's much safer than trying to wind bomb
Oh yeah.
on low health.
It can just be so tricky because it's just so easy to lose your way.
I think Shadow just looked something up. See.
Oh, he just got jumped by a bunch of bocos. That's unfortunate. Or stall
Yeah,
by
keys,
goblins.
don't know.
It's the keys. It's always the keys that get you.
Yeah. I've backed up into an electric key so many times.
So if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Great Fairy is right in that sandstorm up ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, speaking of
Oh, no,
electric
electric.
keys. Speak of the
Oh,
devil.
this is scary. He only has what, half a heart?
Yeah.
It's just,
Any enemy that breathes on him will probably kill him. Most
Yeah.
definitely.
It's gonna be a huge setback. He's
Yeah.
gonna go back to Gerudo Town, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you could manual save and he might not be in too bad of a spot, but I actually don't really know how the manual saves work while riding a sand seal at all. I assume you wouldn't have your CO when you come back.
Probably. Walking through the desert does not sound like a fun thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
is
what-
Shadow going for Cherry Town?
I'm not
Or-
sure. He seems to be a little lost because
Yeah.
he's not really close to any memories, and he's definitely not close to any great fairies that he hasn't already paid. I think after he got that shrine quest, he kind of needed to warp right away.
Mhm.
And
I
with that,
agree.
it's GG.
Yep.
GG's to KaoPyro, paying his last great fairy. I think I need to manually stop the timer. Wait, undo. Okay. Did it.
Pretty
Oh, that was so close.
Yeah, that really was.
Pyro really
That was
clutched at the end.
Yeah, it was a strong early game from
Uh-huh.
and then a really strong late game from KaoPyro.
Yeah, I feel like the 2 rings kind of blew it for Shadow.
That was kind of a turning point, I think, for him. He also, I think, missed the ancient columns memory, which was pretty close to the Bantha Great Fairy.
Yeah, that would have saved a little bit of time there too. But
Yeah. So let's get him in here for interviews. Hello.
Hello.
GG's.
GG's.
Everyone, 1 second. I can't.
GG's.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I was heading for Fort Hateno, the memory there at the end.
The Fort Hateno memory doesn't spawn until you collect all the other memories. That's the final memory.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes.
It says it's number 13. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the
I'll
final
get number
one.
13 until you get all 12.
That one doesn't actually spawn in
I
until you
actually
get the
didn't
other
know that.
12. Yeah, you have to get all 12 memories, talk to Impa, and then it spawns in. Actually, no, I don't think you have to.
Okay.
I don't know if you have to.
No, I think you do.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
You have to be like, I found all
Small
the
thing I didn't
memories.
know.
Yeah, and that's when she like
Impa's
stands
like-
up and everyone's like, oh, she can walk. But yeah. GG's KaoPyro.
Yeah, GG's.
How did you
Like that
feel?
one.
Like how'd you feel about that?
I think he's figuring out his mic.
Oh, okay. What about you, Shadow? Like, what did you think of the board?
I thought it was a really nice board, and then I immediately saw bottom left, top right, as you probably
Test,
saw me
test.
accidentally mark.
We hear you.
You probably saw me accidentally
take
mark
over.
Pyro robe.
Yeah.
I was trying to do the star thing, and I did it for everyone, and then I misclicked.
That's funny. So, KaoPyro,
Yeah.
how do you feel about the board and the game as a whole?
I was originally super scared of the board because my technique when I'm doing the routing is I mark all the objectives that look hard.
Mm-hmm.
And until I saw the diagonal, it was like 2 or 3 extraordinarily difficult objectives per row and column.
Yeah.
And then I found that diagonal, I was like, oh, thank heavens. I think my routing was good. I think my execution was pretty good, but my head sometimes got ahead of reality, and that tripped me up a couple times.
Yeah. The forgetting to talk to Impa the second time after getting camera, or the third time, or whatever you want to call it, and getting all the way to that sacred ground memories was probably not a fun feeling.
Yeah, I was like, why isn't the memory loading right?
Yeah.
The bright side, the BTB was first try, so
Yeah.
I didn't lose that much time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got this brilliant idea while I was warping that I could just super launch to the Riverside memory, so that worked out just fine.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I think it was kind of unanimous of the commentators that the bottom left, top right was the overall play for
Yeah.
this board. So
Yeah.
Column 5 was viable, but it really, I think it's kind of just depends on personal preference. Like if you know your Tabantha Koroks, but you don't really want to have to deal with, Great Fairies or Shrine Quests maybe, then that's the one you do. But
I feel like I would have gone that one just because fairies are my thing.
yeah. Column 2 gang. Column 2 gang it's viable. I mean, rest of the equipment's free. Register the giant horse. Not too
Yeah,
bad.
I don't know how long the giant horse would have taken.
You need stam food, but it's a little bit of a ride, but it's not too bad.
That one
What-
is terrible. You
What
have to
caught me
do
with
meta.
column 2 was the 15 Elden Koroks. I don't have a Korok route for Elden at all, so
Yeah.
I have to grab 15 of them. Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, trying to
Yeah.
freestyle 15 is definitely not something you would want to do in a bingo.
yeah, that's something we were talking about earlier. That Eldon has a pretty decent density of Koroks, but if you don't know where they are, you don't want to be trying to do 15 Eldon Koroks in a tournament. It's
Yeah.
just, but I
When I
think
saw this,
both of your movements overall was very good. It was a joy to watch because it was so close, and nailing the spider wind bombs is just it's always fun to see.
Yeah, you guys are
Oh,
hitting. Go ahead.
Moving.
Yeah.
I find most of the time Spider Wind Bombs are pretty consistent, unless you're trying to do them off a tree, and then it doesn't like you half the time.
Yeah. I can feel that.
I always try to face a cardinal direction when I do them, but still, they're
Yeah,
usually
same
pretty
here.
consistent though.
Um,
They're usually not that bad.
so a question for you, Shadowhunter. What Great Ferry was going to be your third one that you were going to go for?
I was going to Terry.
Okay.
I was going to Terrytown. I'm still mad that I forgot how to do the 2 ring shrine quest. I had no idea where the circle was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw you struggle with that a little bit, and it's just one of those ones that you have to do it a couple of times to remember which one you like that works, and yeah.
Yeah, I just decided not to spend that much time with it.
Yeah, that seems kind of.
Yeah, because last time I did it fine, but then I just forgot where the circle is to shoot through.
I think that's an
But
easy
it's okay.
mistake to make. Like I was saying when you were there, they all look the same. They're all just rings, like stone circles. So it's easy to kind of get lost
Yeah.
in the sea of rock rings.
Mhm.
But Pyro, sick surf at the end there. Very resourceful.
Thanks. Yeah.
Was that planned
remember-
or on the fly routing?
That was planned.
Really?
I
Okay.
know that crossing the desert can be very difficult.
Yes.
And I hear all the time, if you miss a wind bomb trying to cross the desert, you're pretty much up a creek.
Yeah.
So why try to wind bomb the desert when I can just grab a free seal and surf across the
Seal.
desert?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Chad move going for the sand seal.
I agree.
Yeah.
You don't get to see sand seals very often in Bingo, I think. So I was happy to see it. Yeah, your movement to the Terrytown was pretty clean, and
I was really worried about that because I don't have a good way to get to Terrytown from that side of the map,
yeah,
or even from like Temple of Time. The best I can do is get close to Eldon and close to at the other side of Lanayru, but then I would have to BIL around Death Mountain, and it's not clean. So I figured rather than trying to BTB, I would go around the edge and hope, dear Lord, that there would always be land while I'm going.
yeah. No, for not knowing any specific routing, I think you did a really good job.
Yeah, that was really impressive to see, just because like getting to that area of the map, especially in a bingo, is just always, there's no good way. There's just
Yeah.
no good way of doing that.
Yeah.
So I've never seen anyone go from the other side, and yeah, that you made it work. And that was
Yeah, well, I mean, I was already partially over there with Secret of the Cedars, and so I figured I would grab that momentum and just keep going and see what would happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I like that a lot. Who's Bill? That's a good question. But anyway, congrats on your win, KaoPyro. You'll be moving on
Thank you.
to face Teikage in round 3. Should be a very exciting matchup. Have you
Excellent.
played? Have
And
you
GG
played?
Shadow?
Yeah,
And thank
GG
you for the
Shadow.
race. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Have you played Teikage at all in Bingo?
Not in bingo, but I've played him in any percent, and he kicks my butt in any percent.
Same.
I'm hoping
Any
bingo
percent does
will
not
kind
matter.
of even the playing field here, and we can have a good match.
Yeah, for sure. What was that, Shadowhunter?
if it's like
I
anything.
feel like any percent.
Oh, sorry.
No,
any
go ahead.
percent doesn't really play a role in bingo that much, like unless you're doing Castle BTB.
Yeah, I mean,
you're-
it can castle routing, castle BTB, and defeat Ganon can all be part of a board. So if you're really familiar with any percent, I think it can definitely come into play. But it's obviously not even close to a requirement or even a significant portion of most bingo boards. I mean, the odds of him having anything in the castle are, not insignificant, but it's very, I mean, there was nothing that was in castle on this board besides the memory, which, I mean, you don't have to go for that memory, obviously, but
Yeah.
Right.
but yeah.
Well,
But
plus
also-
no running.
Oh, go ahead.
No, never mind. It's fine.
I was going to say, round 3 is the first round where we'll see custom bingo boards, which is pretty
Ooh.
exciting.
Oh, nice.
I heard
That's
there'd be
heavy.
some heavy objectives on those bingo boards, right?
They're timed. They're balanced to be, doable within somewhere in the range of 45 minutes to an hour and a half. I tried to make them
Oh, okay.
similar to a normal board, just, you know.
All right, so that makes me feel better. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
I know.
remember when we were first discussing it, they were like, "You better take a look at some of the heavy boards too, because of the custom boards."
Yeah, I mean, definitely, yeah. I mean, you know, do your research, practice up, obviously. But we like Z2W and I wanted to make sure that these matches, because they're custom, shouldn't take, you know, more than an hour and a half. And you can beat a normal board if you get a good one, you know, in like somewhere between 40 to 50 minutes. So we wanted to try to emulate that as well. The main focus of the custom boards was to try to make as many lines viable as possible. So like on this board, how many viable lines do you see? You know,
There was one in my opinion.
yeah, if like most people in this VC would probably say one. If you're, you know, Zinpars or Vivo, you'd say like maybe like 4. Because you're really good at the game and know how to do like every quest in Divine Beast super fast. But, you know, even that, four lines in a board, like that's still not that many options. And realistically, you know, of those 4, 2 of them will show as being much faster than the other 2 usually. So the goal with the custom boards is to try to make as many rows as close to length as possible in terms of time. So that way there's a lot of variety in what rows people go for. And it kind of makes the routing interesting. But enough about that. Don't want to leak anything on accident, so we'll leave it at that. So the next match for Breath of the Wild Bingo takes place tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time between Daniel M. and Tapir. So if you're interested in watching some more Breath of the Wild Bingo Bash, be sure to tune in tomorrow at 6:30. In the meantime, I need to find somebody to rate. So if you guys would like to fill 2 minutes of time, please do. No pressure, though.
You
I
all
can
are
just
awesome, and I appreciate you guys watching Bingothon. It's a great channel, great opportunity. Give Bingothon a follow if you have not already. Otherwise, I'm going to find you and give you a hug. And you don't want that.
You know, BTB.
There's also some Super Mario Sunshine content on this channel too.
Yes.
And you guys can all tune in for that too.
Super Mario Sunshine gives me mental pain, but it's fun to watch people who don't experience immense pain with Mario Sunshine and are actually good at it.
Yeah, watching good Mario Sunshine Bingo players is a sight to see.
And if you're interested in doing bingos, make sure you check out the Breath of the Wild speedrunning Discord. As someone who doesn't do any speedruns, but just does bingos because they're fun, the community is fantastic. Everyone's always around to answer questions. There's usually people who are interested in doing bingos. So even if you don't want to learn some of these 6 speedrunning strats that you saw tonight and just want to do one casually, there's always people around to do that too. So definitely check that out.
Mm-hmm. For sure. It's doing pickup bingos is a great experience. It's a good way to interact with the community, learn more about it. So definitely encourage everyone to join the speedrunning Discord. So we're going to be rating horrible games again. They're doing a charity event that supports the Heartland Animal Shelter. So please go ahead and give them some love. Thank you all so much for watching. GG's to both runners again. Thank you guys, Katie and Ultra Asher, for coming. And I hope you all have a good, fun rest of your nights. Or day.
Thank you and have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.